Hello there YouTube, it's Conspiracy Boy here with a charity shop find video. I did go car booting the weekend just gone, the bank holiday weekend. I didn't get a lot and I missed the week before, but last week and this week on both Wednesdays I visited the same charity shop and got a few bits and pieces. The first time I went round I picked up 4 boxes for £8, but they were missing some bits, so I came back a week later and they put them aside for me in case they were missing bits, which was really kind of them. And when I went back, they charged me £20 for the rest of the stuff, and yeah, so this entire lot here cost me £28. Some of the stuff I just picked up today, this Robin Hood Prince of Thieves battle wagon, which is 100% complete, with like all the little bits of string attached to it and everything. This Robin Hood net launcher, again 100% complete, and then all these figures which seem to have weapons and all sorts of things and items of clothing. So yeah, that was quite a lot of these Robin Hood Prince of Thieves figures. And it also had the bottom of this raft in here. I think I told some people, Jeff Solo and Carboot Collectors, I showed them the photos of the 2 boxed hook vehicles I got, but the raft just had the pieces of the raft in the box, and then it was full of all these action figures, again all with accessories and things. Rufio there, flying Peter Pan's backpack's broken because all the string's hanging out of it, unfortunately, and Mr. Hook's head's fallen off, or his hat I should say. It's there and it just clips back on, but probably needs a bit of glue. So yeah, I wasn't too disappointed. I only paid £2 for this box, and it had all these figures in and all these bits to go with the raft, and then this bit was £2 as well. So even though I didn't have the raft, I was, chuffed with all the figures. And when I went back today, the raft was sat on the top of the Robin Hood battle wagon. So last week they sold me this. It's the Mighty Max Magnus playset, if the camera decides to focus anytime today. There we go. So yeah, it had this little fella in. He was almost complete, he was just missing his missile, but luckily I already had a spare one of those, so now I do have a 100% complete one with the box, the missile. And that's how bad it is. The missile I've just put in the box and I've already dropped it. So yeah, that's his missile. And that was the only thing the entire playset was missing. The box felt a bit heavy just for having that, because it had all these other Mighty Maxes in as well. And all of those were 100% complete. And when I went back today, she had this Skull Mountain in the box, which didn't feel as heavy, but did have another 2 Mighty Maxes in. The 2 that were in there didn't have the cards with them, but all the ones you see here had the cards attached in the other box. So really, you had to buy both the boxes to get all the goodies. So yeah, if we just say that because I spent £20 today, let's say it was £10 for the Skull Mountain in the box with all the cards to go with the previous playsets, and £10 for the battle wagon, all the figures, net launcher, but it also had the raft to complete this. And in fact, when I bought this, it had bits of this playset in there too, so it was all sort of jumbled together, which is very similar to the other charity shop I was in. They also had this playset. This one's £2 as well. This is all I expected to get inside, but it also had a second playset in there that has all these little miniature figures. I had a look on eBay to see what these sort of things go for, and there's only a couple up there on buy it nows of just ridiculous money. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with all these. I do really like all the boxed stuff. It does look really nice when you've got boxes with all the bits and everything. Oh, and a big shout out to Jeff Solo, who's going to help me with a new addition to the Ashen shelf. As you can see, my signed Ashen's troll fighter there, and a game child there as well, and a little space in waiting for the troll he's recently acquired, and hopefully we'll work out some sort of trade, because that's very much the Ashen's troll. So I went to a charity shop the week before this one, and someone had just donated a big box of Lego. In fact, there was probably 4 big boxes of Lego, and they priced the 2 big boxes of Lego up at £25. They priced another box, which was an NBA Lego set, at £10, and then they had Harry Potter Hogwarts Express priced up at £7. So I had a little look in that box, and I could see there was a lot of sort of police cars and ambulances and things like that in there, but didn't see all of the Harry Potter stuff. So I asked the ladies if I could buy the box, but if I could see if I could rummage through all their other boxes to complete the train. And these were huge boxes. It took me about an hour to rummage through the whole lot, and as I did, every time I found something that I thought, oh, it's a built police car there, the wheels have just fallen off it, but yeah, there's a police car there, I just slyly slide it into the £7 box. So I got loads of little additional bits. It did have a lot of these police cars in it already, it's just there was a couple that were in the other one. And they also let me pull out all the minifigures. Now there were loads of minifigures. I mean, this is quite a big bag of Lego. There were loads of minifigures, but I couldn't convince them to let me take all of them, so I just tried taking the ones that looked like they might be of some worth. So they had Hermione in minifigure form. They had this Hagrid, but he's got the wrong head. It's not the right Hagrid head. The colour's different, so that was a bit of a shame. They've got the Hermione that goes with that Hagrid playset. Some random police officer. I think that's the hair and the shirt of Ron Weasley, but missing the rest. There's a couple of Star Wars Lego minifigures in here too. Some Jar Jar Binkses. And a little Harry as well. Yeah, I don't know if it's complete. I'd have to try and stick it all together and see, I guess. Or I might just list it as spares and repairs pieces. But yeah, that's going to get listed on eBay today. I don't really like Lego, and at the car boot sale on Sunday I picked up all of this. Best find was this box of Lego. The fella wanted £5, but he accepted 4. It was all jumbled together, but I've since been through the box and taken all the minifigures out and put them to one side. There's 37 minifigures, sort of droids and all sorts. And there's an R2-D2 there, yeah, there's R2-D2. There's also an evil looking Anakin, there he is. And then the rest of it's all stormtroopers and clones and whatnot. So I put them as one lot on eBay on Sunday, and I also put this box of loose Star Wars Lego. I've weighed it up, it's almost a kilo of just loose Lego bricks. I could try and put the playsets together, but it's just so much effort, and I don't really have the time or the patience, so I just listed it as that lot and this lot at 99p each starting bids. This one's gone to £10 already, which I was surprised about, and this up to about £3. I've just guessed the postage, which I guess means I'm probably going to lose money on the postage, but really, it's all good, I don't mind too much. I just need to generate a bit of money to take to Glastonbury with me. I could probably do very well if I decided to sell all this boxed stuff, but might get rid of the Robin Hood stuff, possibly the Captain Hook, but I'm definitely keeping the Mighty Max. Undecided on the Lion King stuff. Anyway, other car boot stuff were these microwavable feet warmers. These Wii games that were 50p each. There was the Beatles rock bands, Guitar Hero Metallica, Guitar Hero Legends of Rock, and Guitar Hero World Tour. They were 50p each, so it was £2 for the lot, so I just stuck it on as a job lot, 99p. Hasn't received any bids yet, but maybe at some point it might. I also found this badge. I walked past it, and then something about it just caught my eye. It was sat in a little box, marked 10p each. It just looked very old. When I looked on the back, it actually says Batman 1966 National Periodical Publications ABC Television, so it's from like the real first Batman series, I guess. But yeah, that was 10p, even though it's a bit beat up. Might stick it on eBay and see how we go. These little Star Wars things, I think it was 5 for £1, so I just picked them up. In fact, that little Yoda was in the box with the Lego. I think these were 4 for £1 maybe. There was an Obi-Wan. Didn't realise this was like an LCD toy of some description until I got it home and had a proper look at it. So that's a little McDonald's toy thing there. And then there's this solid PVC Yoda and this solid PVC Darth Vader. So I've stuck all that on eBay with the little Yoda and this thing for £1. Hasn't had any bids at the minute, but hoping for good things. Oh, and there's a Chewbacca. He's also in the deal. This was £2. I didn't know what it was, but it had the stand. It obviously had accessories at some point that's now missing. My friends told me it's Jack from Lost. I can only see boxed ones on eBay for 35 quid, but I've never watched Lost. I was never a fan of it, so I'm going to stick that on eBay today and see if that'll go for more than £2. Oops. Elbowed some Lego. I got a couple of Star Wars DVDs at £1 a piece. This Polly Pocket playset for £2. It's one of the original Polly Pockets where they're all small and it has all the pieces, all the seahorses and whatnot. So I think that will probably be worth more than £2 on the eBay. I've got some action figures. Didn't pay very much for them. Just Spider-Mans and Batmans. Box 20p. There's nothing too great. There's a Green Goblin and another Green Goblin of some description there. This, which I think was pretty cool, I used to have one of these as a kid. They're like sort of knockoff Godzilla dinosaur toys that we used to get from a shop called Rainbow. It's one of those great shops that just sells everything. I got this Noddy in a deal because it was sort of 5 for £1. I had to build it up, so I got a couple of bits of Noddy stuff. This little Marvel Magneto. This Skylander of some description. And this Spidey, looks like he drives a car. This Star Wars Darkseid pin badge, and this Robin, there's the rest of the Noddy bits, and there is a Batman, there's this guy, again I was just having to bulk things up. He's like an early learning centre knight with a dragon's head. I just like how detailed his head was, so I quite liked him. Then there was all these little Pokemon bits, most of them were modern ones. There's also My Pet Alien in the box with them. They had a couple of the vintage ones, but by this point I was just going through, cause when things are like 10p a piece, I think if you have a set of them, they'll probably sell pretty well. And there's some little sort of micro machine tank shaped things. I have some Lego minifigures, some Lord of the Rings people. Yeah, there's nothing too great. There was someone who was selling some Pokemon cards, and he wanted either £5 for a tub or 5p a card if you went through. So I took about 5 minutes, went through, had a load of these first edition English Jungle cards, as well as some of these from newer sets that I don't know much about, like a Pokemon World Championship deck card there. I accidentally picked that Jigglypuff up, thinking it was one of the first edition ones. There's a first edition card here from some series that I don't know about. Some more cards from series of Pokemon that I don't know about. These ones were holo cards, but actually seem to be just commons with a bit of holographic print on them and some writing in the corner. I thought they might be worth something. Again, this is a common card that's holographic. And we've got a load of these German or French first edition cards. I mean, there's some first edition base cards in here, but they're all either German or French. There's a few first edition French, English cards, but all these base set ones are all French or German. As I say, he wanted 5p a card. I think these ones are rares. Energy Retrieval, that's a base rare, and Misty's from one of the Gym Heroes. Dark Slowbro, this shiny card, I don't know what Sableye is, but yeah, it's one of those, and a pre-evolved Pikachu, and this Quagsire. So they were all the rare cards, I think. Oh, and these two, this Steelix, and Miss Garius, and this shiny Green Leaf Energy card. And then they had this English Execute Jungle First Edition, English Goldeen Jungle First Edition, English Jigglypuff First Edition, Bellsprout, then that. So they're all commons. There's really, you want a shiny First Edition Jungle Rare, but so yeah, I counted them up. There's 40 cards there that I thought were worth sort of 5p each possibly. And I asked him how much he wanted, and he said, well, if they're 5p each and you've got 40, it's going to be 80p. So I just nodded and gave him £1 and said keep the change, because clearly his maths didn't add up. It was the same person who sold me all the Lego. He's actually a really nice kid. So yeah, he ended up having £5 for all the Lego there and all these Pokemon cards. So I thought that worked out okay. What else did we get? Just some random bits of police Lego. I'll put that in with a lot I found today. There's just odd little bits left in the bag now. Spider-Man keyring and a translucent Gengar. Just little bits and bobs. Like Pikachu and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's everything I've picked up in the last couple of weeks, guys. As I say, really having to start listing stuff on eBay now, just to make room and generate some money back to take to Glastonbury with me in a couple of weeks. And yeah, so now unfortunately I'm going to have to cut some of the pile down and turn it into hopefully more money for collecting with. So yeah, sorry there hadn't been a video for a while, but as you can see, still keeping busy, still having fun, and hopefully we'll get some better car boot weather soon and some better videos. Anyway, see you next time, guys. Bye.